Hey, yo, it's your boy DJ Killzown Jones, man. I just wanted to make a quick tribute video, um, and you know what I'm saying, just to pay my respects, you know what I'm saying, to the Notorious B.I.G. It's been 17 years since he passed away. I mean, you know, everybody knows the story. You've probably seen the movie by now, Notoroius or whatever, and man, it's crazy, man. Like, now that I think about it in retrospect, like I was saying earlier in some of my other videos that I was talking about, like with Jeezy and Ross, and I didn't do a video on it, but the Migos and the GBE beef, like, I don't, you know what I'm saying, like, I feel like hip hop and beef and hip hop is unwarranted. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it is competition. You can't get it, folks, on wax, but a lot of people, man, they can't separate, the streets from the record. You know what I'm saying? So if they can't differentiate that, and it's cats that, you know what I'm saying, like Snoop has said in this documentary I watched. You got a few different levels of friends, and he said one of them was just it was just the homies. You know what I'm saying? He had to leave the homies. You know what I'm saying, or the partners in the streets, you know what I'm saying, because they don't have the mentality or the mental capacity to be around you know what I'm saying, and conduct themselves in the correct way. And then you got haters, and obviously there was a lot of haters for Biggie, and he was in LA, and he was on the turf, so a lot of people looked at it as retaliation for Pop. And the witness that saw the guy pull up on pull up on Biggie, end up getting killed. So the murder wasn't solved. You know what I'm saying? And they had conclusive evidence that it was some foul play involved, and it was a lot of different things that happened. But when you don't have a witness and you don't have people that can confirm or deny, other than Puffy, they didn't get to see him. He rolled up, shot into the car, and sped off. But the guy that saw him, which was riding, I think, in the back, you know what I'm saying, he ended up getting whacked, next couple of days. So it just goes to show, you know what I'm saying, and I think a similar situation happened with Pac. It just goes to show, man, that when you get to a certain level, you kind of have to distance yourself from the negativity, that may be in your neighborhood. And it's sad, you know what I'm saying, that, as a black artist, you know what I'm saying, that we have to distance ourselves away from the neighborhoods that we're from, because people won't understand the work or the grind, the drive that was required to to get to a certain level, man. And Biggie's music for me, man, was crazy. You know what I'm saying? It inspired me, because I was a chubby kid back then. It inspired me to really just embrace who I am. You know what I'm saying? And inspired me, one of the people that inspired me to do music, in my spare time. I always was a student and a scholar and things like that, but Biggie inspired me to dibble and dabble into music. And my cousins showed me how to DJ, showed me how to mix and things like that. So here we are, DJ Killzown Jones. And yeah, man, like I remember going to school every day, hearing, One More Chance, Hypnotize, More Money, More Problems, Big Papa. When I got older, I didn't get the album until I got older. You know what I'm saying? I really listened to Ready to Die and Life After Death and Born Again, and like his albums, and listen to the remix albums. And I actually had duets when they came out, and you know what I'm saying, it was, Biggie's legacy will live on, because he made records that that still are played today. It's a lot of people from back then that you don't hear their records on the radio, but you still hear Biggie Smalls records on the radio. And even if I believe if he didn't die, and if Pac didn't die too, the landscape of music would have been all the way different. You know, the landscape would have been way differently. A lot of stuff that's out now wouldn't be out right now. The way the game is handled right now, I don't think they would have tolerated it. And I was one of the people that didn't believe it at first when I heard the news, because you know what I'm saying. You grow up in the neighborhood, and you and your friends. This is one of the people you look up to. You know what I'm saying. You look up to. We looked up to the already fallen soldiers and civil rights leaders and different people in the neighborhood, and then we looked up to B.I.G because they were only a few years older than our big brothers and sisters. So they were influential, and they showed us that being an entrepreneur, besides the rap, but just being an entrepreneur, like where is my jeans? I got a pair of Brooklyn Express jeans, which is the clothing line Miss Wallace and the Biggie Estates launched. That was it just went out of print. They just stopped manufacturing clothes, but I had them, and they had a lot of different designs. And I had one pair. I was at, I forget, Dairy Queen, and dude was like, that was some fancy needle point on those. Old white guy was like, there's a fancy needle point on those jeans. And I mean, shout out to Big for thinking about putting before he passed away, putting this into play. And who knows, if he had stayed alive, it may have been part of Shine John, or what I'm saying, it would have been a division of Shine John, and Big and Puff would have kept it going, him and Biggie. But it's sad, it's tragic. You know what I'm saying? 17 years have passed. We didn't have the Jay-Z's, Nas, and other hip hop artists have came out as of recently, like Drake or Kendrick, really been holding the torch. So I just want to make this quick video, man. I'm already going about almost 7 minutes, but I just want to shout out to Notoroius B.I.G. Rest in peace to Big Smalls. Shout out to all of his family. Shout out to Miss Wallace. Shout out to Puffy. Shout out to Faith. Shout out to Lil Chris. Shout out to everybody. And yeah, man, it's your boy, man. Peace.